Imagine you're making coffee before a meeting. You're watching the kettle, wondering if you'll be late, remembering a perfect cup you had last week, and almost automatically timing the moment you'll grab the spoon before it falls. Same clock time, a completely different, felt, time. In this video, we'll dive into psychological time. Why some moments feel endless. Why others disappear in a blink. And how your brain quietly distorts duration all day long. We don't have a sense organ for time like we do for vision or hearing. Instead, the brain constructs time using other processes: attention, memory, emotions, and cognitive load. Two big questions guide the science of time perception. How long does something feel, compared to how long it actually lasts? And why does the same physical duration feel long in some situations and short in others? At this point, two core mechanisms come into play: retrospective timing, after the event. Prospective timing, while the event is happening. Retrospective timing, looking back. This is what happens when you ask, how long did that movie last? Or, how long did I work on that report? The event is over, you only have memories to work with. Here's the key idea: the more information your memory has stored about that interval, the longer it will feel in hindsight. Three main factors inflate remembered duration. Cognitive load. Complex tasks, like solving hard math problems or memorizing irregular shapes, produce richer memory traces than simple tasks. Later, those intervals are recalled as longer, even if the clock time was identical. Contextual changes. Shifts in lighting, background noise, or environment are encoded alongside the main task. More changes: right pointing arrow, more distinct, markers, in memory right pointing arrow, a longer remembered interval. Segmentation into meaningful units. When a time period is packed with salient events, things that stand out and are easy to recall, the mind treats it as a series of segments. More mental chapters equals a longer feeling past interval. This explains the so-called filled time illusion. A busy day looks long in hindsight, while an empty, monotonous day seems to have vanished despite feeling slow in the moment. Perspective timing, while it's happening. Perspective timing kicks in when you know in advance that you'll have to judge the duration. For example, you're told, when this period ends, tell me how long it was. Now the dominant system is not memory, but attention. Your brain uses an internal clock that emits pulses, and a kind of attentional gate that controls how many pulses get through. When you allocate a lot of attention to the passage of time, the gate opens wider. More pulses are counted, right pointing arrow, the interval feels longer. When your attention is absorbed by a demanding task, fewer resources are left for timing. The gate narrows, right pointing arrow, fewer pulses are counted, right pointing arrow, the same interval feels shorter. This is why doing nothing, just waiting, makes time drag. Doing a difficult task under time pressure can make minutes feel like seconds. And here's the twist: for the same physical interval, retrospective and prospective judgments can be almost mirror opposites. In retrospect, hard tasks feel longer because of rich memory. In the moment, hard tasks can feel shorter because attention is not on time. Everyday time illusions. The watched pot never boils. When you stare at a kettle and keep asking, when will it boil, time becomes highly relevant. You invest attention directly into the passage of time. The attentional gate opens wide, your internal clock counts like crazy, and a few minutes feel painfully long. The same happens when you wait for a friend to arrive, a traffic light to turn green, a call center to finally pick up. High temporal importance stretches subjective time. Earthquakes that feel like forever. Studies show that people often report earthquakes as lasting minutes, when in reality they may last only 30 to 40 seconds. During an earthquake, threat is high, and the core question is, when will this stop? Again, temporal importance is extreme, attention locks onto time and danger, and the internal clock overshoots, making the event feel much longer than it is. The return trip phenomenon. Many people feel that the way back from a destination is shorter than the way there, even when distance and duration are identical. On the way out, you're under time pressure or uncertainty: will I be on time? Time is important, attention monitors progress, and the trip feels longer. On the way back, the urgency is usually gone. Attention drifts to scenery, thoughts, or music instead of the clock. The same physical journey feels shorter and more effortless. Time flies, vs. this class never ends. When you're deeply engaged, in a great book, a game, or with someone you care about, time itself becomes secondary. Your attention is glued to the activity, not to the passing minutes. The attentional gate narrows, fewer temporal pulses are counted, and suddenly an entire evening is gone. In boring or meaningless situations, a dull lecture, a repetitive meeting, you don't process much valuable information. Your mind drifts to, when will this be over? Attention turns directly to time, the gate opens, and each minute feels heavy and stretched. Pain, fear, and emotional distortion. Emotions also warp time. High arousal emotions like fear, anxiety, or intense pain often make intervals feel longer than they are. In threatening situations, temporal importance skyrockets. You desperately want the experience to end. The timing system becomes hypersensitive, and seconds can feel like minutes. In other emotional states, attention can be so absorbed in managing the feeling itself that less is left for timing, sometimes leading to underestimation of duration. Real-world applications. These time illusions are used in design and business all the time. Think about places where waiting is inevitable: shops, theme parks, call centers, hospitals, public offices. If people feel the wait is painfully long, they get frustrated and leave, or at least leave with a bad impression. So many environments are deliberately engineered to distract you from time: screens, games, performers, or themed environments in amusement park queues. Background music and messages while you're on hold. Visual cues, progress bars, or mini tasks in apps and websites. The idea is simple: pull attention away from the passage of time. Narrow the attentional gate, let the same objective waiting period feel shorter and more tolerable. Psychological time is not a built-in clock. It's a story your brain constantly rewrites using memory, attention, and emotion. The same 30 minutes can feel like an eternity in a dentist's chair or vanish in an instant during a great conversation. Once you understand retrospective and prospective timing, plus the role of the attentional gate, you start to see your day differently. You realize why some memories feel huge and others evaporate. You notice when your brain is stretching or shrinking time. You can begin to hack your own sense of duration, making boring waits feel shorter and meaningful moments feel fuller. If you enjoyed this breakdown of psychological time, you can subscribe for more content on how the mind quietly shapes your everyday reality, without you even noticing.